Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, Columbia is slowly getting into the Christmas spirit. See how you can join in on the fun. Also, find out how small businesses are doing in South Carolina. But first, an update on a tragedy in the Carolina community. Carolina Insider starts now. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Elizabeth East. Our top story today, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is getting involved in Georgia's election battle. According to a spokesperson, Haley will serve as the honorary co-chair for the Georgia Battleground Fund. It's an account created by Republicans to help fund the two contested U.S. Senate races in that state. Georgia, meantime, is finalizing its recount this week. Election officials conducted a hand tally of nearly 5 million votes because the race was so close. Tomorrow is the deadline for state certification. Here in South Carolina, the UofSC community is mourning the death of a student who died in the Honors Residence Hall on Sunday. The Richland County coroner has identified the student as freshman Brecken Muzzy from North Charleston. Muzzy was only 18 years old and was majoring in chemistry. University officials are offering mental health resources to anyone struggling with this loss. South Carolina colleges and universities are starting to feel the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a study from the National Clearinghouse Research Center, undergraduate enrollment is down more than 3% statewide. UofSC had a small decrease of 0.74%, but an increase in graduate enrollment. The study also says that enrollment in online schools saw numbers grow by 6%. Are you tired of making an hour-long drive to the Apple Store? Well, a new project may fix that soon. We learned that UofSC will be getting its very own Apple Store next year. The store will be located on the ground floor of the Burns Building, right across the street from the Horseshoe. It will only be open to UofSC students, staff, faculty, and alumni. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many new businesses are struggling to stay afloat. Others have had to shut down. But as I recently found out, those challenges aren't stopping one restaurant owner from trying to reach his goal.
Y'all have a good one.
It's lunchtime on Main Street in downtown Columbia. Family Fresh Mex opened here just a few months ago, but it wasn't easy.
But before everything was running smooth until the sickness, all these people, the governor closed the restaurants. So basically we don't have to do nothing for 3 months.
Jesus Ramirez opened up his restaurant in the middle of a pandemic. It was his dream to take his food truck to the next level. He says it helped that his landlord gave him a great deal.
That way we don't have the pressure to pay the rent. But I think it's gonna be fine.
But things aren't fine for many businesses in our state. According to a survey by Wallet Hub, South Carolina ranked 5th on the list of states with small businesses most hurt by COVID-19. Dean Kress runs the Faber Entrepreneurship Center in the Darla Moore School of Business. He says there are a few advantages to opening your doors during hard times. He said it happened during the Depression, and it's happening again.
You have to be proactive. You have to make sure that there's customers for what you want to do. And there are actually a couple of advantages here. Maybe even in the hospitality industry, the competition is down a little bit.
Ramirez says sometimes all you have to do is try.
Well, the only thing I can tell the people, like I say, is don't do whatever the others say, just do whatever you want. No matter how hard it is, do your best. That's all you can do.
For Carolina Insider, I'm Elizabeth East. Another new business in Columbia is taking coffee sales in an entirely new direction. Here with that story in today's Soda City Scene is Michaela Lopez.
That's right, Elizabeth. Caffeine and community support. It's all coming together in a new coffee shop behind the Oliver Gospel Mission. Just off Taylor Street, the roastery looks like any other coffee shop. But when you step in, you find something different. Some of the people who work here live in local shelters. It's a way for them to get job experience and for the mission to raise money to help fight homelessness in the Midlands.
It's an opportunity for us to provide a great venue for students and faculty and people in the community to come downtown. And it's a place where the men and women that are in our men's program and our women's program can be incorporated into something that is involved in the community, something real.
Because most homeless shelters aren't federally funded, organizers say they really rely on community members to help support their mission. As you might expect, the roastery roasts their own beans. They're open 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays, 8 to 6 Saturdays, and are closed on Sundays. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Finally, you can grab your hot coffee and cocoa and join in on the holiday festivities in Columbia this weekend. The annual Govs Caroling ceremony will take place this Sunday. It all happens in front of the tree. At the South Carolina State House, Governor McMaster will be there to light the tree as usual, but the ceremony will only be a half-hour long because of COVID concerns. Those program starts at 5:30 and will feature performances from artists across the state. If you don't want to be there in person, the ceremony will be streamed live on SCE TV. That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.